Stop this Abuja politics of carrying rumors to a candidate. Only one person can be a minister from a state. I will not be a minister. I will not. I don't go do it again. No, that I know a true party person.
So we make no expect say you go ever defect or come out from PDP?
Come on, go where?
Things will change. We don't say it happen again.
I get malaria. My cancer defined. And I thank Mr. President for nominating me. I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is.
It is apparent that Wilson Wike is on his way out from PDP because he cannot be serving in the government of APC. And
Nyesom Wike is becoming more interesting. You know, there was a time a video of Nyesom Wike linked on social media when Nyesom Wike was beating his chest that he don't want to become a minister. For who? Even if the PDP wants to give him a ministerial office, he said we reject it. Guess what? He's now lobbied to become a minister under APC.
Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministerial list that was sent to the Senate on Thursday, which featured 28 names. 7 out of the 28 names were women, which represents only 25% of the nominees as currently constituted. Although President Tinubu is expected to send a supplementary list to the Senate to meet up with the necessary constitutional requirements, the names presented have been generating reactions. Most controversial amongst the nominees are past governors Nasiru El-Rufai of Kaduna State and Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, who during campaign season last year said he wasn't interested in becoming a minister after his tenure as governor because he does not consider himself a liability.
Come home and campaign and work for the party. Stop this Abuja politics of carrying rumors to a candidate. Only one person can be a minister from a state. I will not be a minister. I will not. I will not. I'm not a liability. Rivers State is an asset.
Dr. Abati, I heard you earlier talking about Wike. We know that he has done really well in his state, but you know that he is trending because of this video. And also another video where he said that he's not going to leave the PDP because, I mean, he considered his, leaving malaria to go into cancer. Let's take that video if we can.
I don't want to support any APC person. When they run for election, even if the APC can't call Rivers State. So Rivers State, I don't support them. I don't enter politics. Say, would they do a base? Say, if from Rivers State, if from a no, party will they talk. When our party, name the motto, we drive us. Nobody say, if they defeat you for your opinion, you run. I don't go do it again. Nobody say, no, that I know a true party person.
So we make no expect say you go ever defect or come out from PDP?
Come on, go where?
Things will change. We don't say it happen again.
I get malaria. My cancer defined. Why do they talk like that? I get malaria. Where they easy to treat. Now one man go cancer, why I go die immediately? Which party? APC. I have no idea talk like that. Party where don't kill Nigeria. Where we go now? Any fight where they fight my PDP, I will fight them there. If they win me, they win me. If I win them, I win them there. I need to run that, but I may not say they don't fit to win me. I will not that. I will fight them there. But to leave PDP, where get malaria, go APC, where get cancer. Come. And the stage of the cancer, where they for APC. Now the fourth stage, where they say, doctor they talk say, is they hard. In fact, when they say, now first stage, make you call God, say, okay. It don't happen. Now I want to make I go.
What do we call this? Poetic justice. I mean, Wike has been changing his tone back and forth in different ways. But you said something earlier about whether or not he's going to, what the PDP would do if he were to, be appointed a minister. But let me just take some reactions on social media. This is from Nefertiti, who wrote, after all the puffing, Wike and El-Rufai swallowed their pride. They lobbied to be on that list. But I hope the president of Kano is not on that politicians-dominated list. I'll reserve my comments until I see their supplementary list for now. We wait. Well, Solomon wrote, El-Rufai might be our new defense minister. Don't forget, Tinubu delegated him to answer questions on insecurity at Chatham House. Plus, I can't find any retired military personnel on the ministerial list. Also, he recently hailed the Chief of Army Staff. Well, Senator Shehu Sani wrote, the president appointed people who betrayed others and hoping that they will be faithful, loyal, and honest to him, and that they will serve Nigeria with all their strength. I'll take a final tweet there. Nominating Wike, El-Rufai, Umahi for ministerial positions in the midst of the best of technocratic brains we have both home and abroad is a reflection of the decay in our system. Must we recycle expired and compromised brains instead of refreshing public service with new faces and new ideas? What do we really expect from a beneficiary of such a wrapped system as today's Nigeria? I believe that that was your rhetoric this morning. I listened to you all this morning, and I thought that was quite apt because that's the rhetoric, really. Why do we have to recycle these people again? We need fresh blood, we need new people, we need young people on the list. But go ahead, Ayo.
I think an ideal list would be a mix of the old and the new, but dominated by the new, because we do need the experience of the old. That's the truth. However, what we are hoping is that even if you're going to bring in the old, you're bringing people who have distinguished themselves in service. And that's what I've kept on saying, that the people who are from the old, what have they done to distinguish themselves to say, oh, definitely they need to be part of this new government? And I'll just speak very quickly to the Governor Nyesom Wike video.
Yes.
I just said that the moral thing, I mean, the evidence is before us. The moral thing for him to do is to decline the appointment. I just say she just declined the appointment because he needs to stand by his word. He's a man of integrity.
Absolutely.
And finally, to the tweet that talked about former Governor El-Rufai being a potential defense minister. Let me make it clear, no portfolio has been announced, but in terms of analysis, people are guessing. If that should happen, then it would come to the question as to how well did he handle the Southern Kaduna crisis? Is that enough to say that, oh, he was, in terms of security? In fact, under his tenure as governor of Kaduna State, that's where he came under criticism perhaps the most in terms of his handling of the internal crisis, security, crisis in Kaduna State. So that would be quite curious if he does make Minister of Defense.
Absolutely. Dr. Abate, should Wike...
Except that there are two different functions.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. Should Wike decline the list, as Ayo has said?
In Kaduna State, it doesn't give you the same kind of qualifications that you need to be Minister of Defense. But we speculate. When we see the portfolio, we will know what it is. Now, to go back to Governor
Wike, yes.
Two things. Number one is that I keep telling politicians that volubility is not an asset. Because we now live in an age whereby the internet, they say, right, doesn't forget.
Yes.
Anything you put out there, people could use it to remind you of what you said previously. And that's precisely what has happened to Governor Wike, who was speaking at the inauguration of the Port Harcourt International Airport at Tomangwa. And he was saying he doesn't want to be a minister. He doesn't want to be a liability. There can be only one minister from Rivers State. And that PDP is malaria, APC is cancer.
Stage 4.
Now, Emmanuel Efeni made a point that we should not assume that those governors, those 4 governors whose names are on the list, just got there by accident. That they must have lobbied for it.
Absolutely.
And that they are aware of it.
Absolutely.
That he doesn't think it's an accident. So that's why people are calling out former Governor Wike to say that, I thought you said you didn't want to be a minister. So you have now moved from malaria to cancer. How about that for integrity? But the answer will be supplied, I imagine, by the People's Democratic Party. Because the PDP has issued a statement saying that, look, good riddance to bad rubbish. So they are even referring to Wike as bad rubbish. And that they are just waiting for him to accept the appointment. And if he does, then the party will take a decision. But, well, of course, you can assume that he will take the appointment.
Okay.
Although Anthony Killer was also on this program, and Killer was saying that Wike is a sober statesman.
Oh, very nice.
So this may be an indication of sobriety, having reflected on what he said before, he may have decided that maybe cancer is not bad after all.
Really?
After
Wow.
all, why? He's a human being, can change his mind. I said, no, malaria is too mild. Let me leave malaria. You know, maybe he wants to embrace cancer. That's precisely what he has
Rufai,
done.
cancer is not bad. It's not bad after all.
Okay, if he didn't dare, he didn't dare.
Now, it's becoming more clearer to the world that there was a great conspiracy during the presidential elections. Remember, Nyesom Wike is PDP, not just a member of PDP, but a strong member of PDP who even went as far to form 5G, like 5 legitimate PDP oppose holder. Anyway, remember that is a PDP, but my whole personal view about this whole issue is that Nyesom Wike must have beat its chest to do some certain things during the election. It's not even some certain things. Stole people mandate for Tinubu in a promise that, okay, if you become a president, this is what we will also do for me. That is what personally I'm thinking. And my thinking is not even far from what is happening right now. PDP is, on the other hand, is angry. But I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise News, how they analyze the whole issue. We'll be right back.
Well, thank you very much. If you can recall, during the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo, President Olusegun Obasanjo ran a unitary government. He invited ANPP members, he brought in AD members, and his PDP members to form his cabinet. So it is not strange in this case. However, I know that in a situation like this, Wilson Wike is the only PDP card-carrying member in the list, as I found out. So I don't know how he's going to marry that, being a leader of PDP in Rivers State. It is, to me, it is apparent that Wilson Wike is on his way out from PDP because he cannot be serving in the government of APC and still be a card-carrying member or effective member of a party, of the opposition party, unless it is you are invited by the party. Because if a situation arises when the president wants a unitary government, he can ask the parties to nominate candidate. But the president nominated Wike for his own, which means he's not a party candidate. So I cannot see him marrying, being a different political party, and be able to drive the agenda of APC and Mr. President effect.
Nyesom Wike is a great snake. A lot of people that know his political history always oppose to him that Nyesom Wike is a great snake. He's neither here or there. All he cares about is money and power. But I want you guys to imagine on your own head, how is it even possible for APC to be working with PDP? But I want you guys to watch this particular video.
Nyesom Wike to the hallowed chambers of the Senate for a screening. We just want you to give us a brief resume of yourself and anything you think the Nigerian public does not know yet, which you want to reveal. So the floor is yours.
Senators, my 3 senators, Senator Marinadan Piggy, Senator Dr. Ipalibo Harry Banigo, Senator Olwell Onyesu. Thank you for that privilege. Mr. Senate President, my name is Nyesom Wike. I'm from Obiabo local government of Rivers State. I've had my education in Rivers State from primary school to secondary school. I went to University of Port Harcourt and had my first degree in political science and administrative studies. Thereafter, I went and served my national youth service in then Gongola State, now Adamawa and Taraba State. I came back, proceeded straight to Rivers State University, where I had my LLB law, and then proceeded to Nigerian Law School when it was in Lagos, and then was called to the bar. After my call to the bar, I had a brief stint in practice with East Okala and co-senior advocate of Nigeria. Thereafter, I came to foreign politics and then contested for the chairmanship position of Obiabo local government in 1999. I won as chairman and then as a second time chairman. Of course, Nigerians know the importance of Obiabo local government as far as this country is concerned. Thereafter, I became the national president of Association of Local Governments in Nigeria, and I represented Africa in Commonwealth of Local Government. After that, I became the Chief of Staff to the government of Rivers State in 2007. Thereafter, I became a Minister of State Education and then became the Supervisory Minister of Education. In 2014, I resigned and went to run for the governorship of Rivers State. I became the governor of Rivers State in 2015. Again, I recontested in 2019 and won. To the glory of God, I served out my tenure May 29, 2023. As governor, it's on record in this country. Everybody will attest the fact that I changed the landscape of Port Harcourt. It's on record. In 4 years, I constructed 12 flyovers in 4 years. Not by any contractor, but Janus Berger Nigeria Limited. One of you, Mr. President, will attest to the fact that you have even come to Rivers State to commission projects. Eminent Nigerians in both, it does not matter which affiliation, whether you're a politician, whether you're not a politician, whether you belong to Party A or you belong to Party B, all have come to Rivers State to commission projects. And I can tell you, what is important, there's no thing like magic. What is important is what passion do you have? What commitment do you love your people? And I can say, as a governor, then, in my 4 years, in the second tenure, I've never left my state and slept outside my state. I've made sure that I'm in my state to take the challenges, to solve the problems of my people. And that's why when I was living like a hero. They escorted me home, where women brought out their wrappers and laid on the ground and said, "March on the wrapper, welcome our son. You have done very, very well." Till 27th of May, while I was living 27th of May, Mr. Senate President, I was commissioning, I was flagging off a project. These things can be achieved if you are committed, if you have passion for the job. There are so many people who want to be minister, who want to be governor, for the sake that I was a governor, for the sake that I was a minister. But there are those who say, look, what do I want to offer? Am I committed to this job? And I thank Mr. President for nominating me. I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is to solving the problems of Nigeria, we have no choice but to give him that required support. And I can assure you, if I'm confirmed, in whatever capacity, Mr. President will not regret nominating me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Distinguished colleagues, before you is a man that needs no introduction. His Excellency, Governor Emeritus Nyesom Wike. Even as he was speaking, you could see the passion. You could see the love that he has for this country, for accountability. Deputy Senate President, do you have a question?
Is Barrow Jibrin and Representative North in this Hallowed Chambers. Mr. President, when I visited Rivers State some time back, when the president of this country went there to commission some roads and other projects, I saw what the nominee did in Rivers, the legacy projects he executed. In fact, I was thinking that I missed my way. I thought I was not even in Rivers State. I thought I was out of the country because of several overhead bridges I saw and the wonderful projects he executed in the areas of education, health care delivery system, and judiciary, and several other areas. So I'm beginning to see that if you have this kind of person as governor in several states in this country will change. So my question is this: the wonderful work you did in Rivers, are you going to replicate that in any ministry that you find yourself when, after you've been cleared to be a minister in this country? Are you going to replicate that? Are you going to do the same thing you did with the passion, the zeal you execute, that you put forward in executing those projects? Are you going to replicate that kind of scenario? That's my question.
Stand here on behalf of the 3 senators from Rivers State that the man standing before you is our best from Rivers State. We are here, let me not just over-exaggerate, but I want to say he's our role model. I want to say all what he has said and what he has enumerated in his CV, and some he has not put it in. The 3 senators from Rivers State and over 5 million Rivers people back at home, we are saying we are in total conformity with our leader. And I want all my distinct colleagues to just ask our leader to take a bow, if possible, and go.
5 million people in Rivers State are with this nominee. I don't think there's anybody here who is opposed to this nominee. Your Excellency, can you take a bow?
I want you guys to watch this particular video. We'll be right back.
In the song, I want to sing that song for analyze. Turn by turn, oh.
He's
now
so
we
famous.
Turn, turn by turn, oh. My sister, wait for your turn.
Well, all right.
The truth is, it's Wike's turn. So whatever I said before, you are trying to think Nigerian politicians have integrity. He said he will not leave his party. That was just talk. Politicians only go where suits their interests. So it's their turn. It's his turn now. After all the work he did in Rivers State, the work that he did so well that some people were even patient that, we didn't say you should win. Just 25%. You won the whole state. And you expect him not to claim anything for work done. No, Oji, it's not possible. So do not believe all the things he said before. Now the PDP does not rock his boat again. And I'm sure if you ask him, what is wrong with the state of the cancer of APC? Now, he will say that stage 4 cancer is in remission. That's what he's going to say. So don't believe politicians too closely. I think what we should think about always is the development of our country. Today, politicians will say you are the best thing ever. Tomorrow, they will say otherwise. And let me tell you, this thing is never deep or personal for them. All right? When you look at it, if today the values does not align again and he needs to move to another party, he will do it. But I think it's incumbent on this party that doesn't have the oomph to be able to push him out when he's done something wrong. Because this man has definitely worked against his party. He's been antagonistic to his party. He's done everything to bring his party down and he's gotten away with it. So the PDP does not have the bites to be able to deal with him. So he's just showing it in the face. If he accepts the ministerial position and you push him out, that's after the fact. He's won already in this battle. And let me say this morning, as sad as it might be, an objective I want to say, it is now 1-0, 1 for PDP, 1 for Wike, 0 for PDP.
Don't forget to subscribe. to get notified. And as you they show your support, now say God bless you too.
Sense on the bed.
Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV. Oh, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV.